Okay, it's been like a month since the last time we played this. Not mostly due to me having like internet issues and like weather issues, by which I mean, oh, severe thunderstorm that has a very high chance of knocking out my power, or oh, I get on Twitch and for like just to like watch a video while I eat something, and for like I notice that that it's taking forever to load the video, like anything on Twitch. So then I go check my internet connection by going to like Google or Amazon or just a whole bunch of various different websites, and every single website, one at a time, takes like 5 minutes to load because I guess a fiber cable got cut or something. But I do want to do more. Track down a dangerous enemy. Aloy must journey into the uncharted wilds of the burning shores. Well, that's spoilers for something we haven't done yet. Let's see. So we have. Let's see. We have every skill. Or every passive skill match. So the only thing that we can upgrade is the ult abilities. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But considering it's 3 and 3, it goes 3 and then for the level 2 of an ult, and then 5 for the level 4 of an ult, or 3 of an ult, I believe. Right? Yeah, 3, and then unfortunately we don't have any one of them at level 2, I don't think.
Safe travels, champion.
You shouldn't miss this chance to trade.
I'm a little torn because I do kind of want to, like last time we finished the vanilla story. I do want to do the rest of the Machine Strike challenges at some point because I feel like that is because I feel like those are part of the vanilla game, so I feel like we should do them. But I may just not have the time because I kind of need to get things moving with this. We should have all of our gear. Yeah, we have all of our legendary gear all maxed out, unless we find another piece of legendary equipment, which I thought we were gonna get something for beating all of the or for like finishing the vanilla story, basically. I'm also surprised we didn't get a legendary rope caster. I do kind of want to upgrade this elite canister rope caster, but honestly, we never use them, so it's kind of like I don't really see. It doesn't really seem like there's really much of a point to it. Real quick, let me get reacquainted with my controls. Okay, that's my sprint. That's dodge, jump, crouch. If I'm aiming, it is trigger. Okay, this primes multiple arrows. Or, well, it's my weapon skill. I think both R1 and L1 at the same time triggers my ult. Not aiming and doing an attack is spear. Obviously different. Obviously we have different combos that we can use with the spear. So it just mirrors my armor like super fucking dirty for some reason. Heavy attack. Okay. I think we'll be okay. That's my scan. And there's also just a more focused scan. This is the button that I run around and spam so that we can see stuff. Like, oh, there's health over. Actually, that's not health over here. Like, oh, there's this thing right here.
Would be interested in this.
All right. So we should be okay. Now, it's gonna take me a little bit to actually like fully get back.
Always a smart choice.
It's definitely gonna take us a while to get like fully. Wait, I can't fast travel. Invalid location. What? I can't fast travel directly to the mansion? That's weird. It's gonna take us a little while to get like fully back into, you know, into things. Oh, my armor was covered in snow because of the snow environment, I guess. Oh, there's health over there. Okay. Oh, I never unequipped the fast travel packs. Okay, gather those. Oh, I can also, like, press the right stick in while aiming to do concentrate. Interestingly, it doesn't seem like there's anything we can do. It doesn't seem like the left stick has anything going on with it while aiming. Other than obviously movement, but if I like press left stick while aiming, I don't think it does anything. Yeah, because I can't sprint while aiming. Oh, Silence is down there. Rest in peace, Lance Reddick. Man, I wonder how they're gonna treat, or how they're gonna treat Silence in future entries, assuming he survives past the Burning Shores. Because for those that are not in the know, the voice actor for Silence was, as I just said, Lance Reddick, I believe was how his last name is pronounced. Hold on, let me Google it real quick. There, Lance Lance? Yeah, Reddick. Okay. And, obviously, he passed away, I believe that was earlier this year, 2023? Yeah, it was earlier this year, 2023. So, it's always intriguing to me how they go about, recasting, like, ongoing, like, characters who exist, and have, like, a certain voice, but then their voice actor, like, doesn't continue with the series for whatever reason, whether they just don't want to continue with the series, or they, or in the case of Silence' voice actor, Lance Reddick, he passed away, so obviously they can't, just be like, hey, we'll pay you even more money, or because we really, really like you to voice, like, the, presentation you bring to this character. And obviously there's other reasons why people wouldn't continue with the series. Maybe they're just too busy, or, or something, or whatever, but, it's always interesting to me, the thought of how they go about about casting someone for, like, to, like, voice Silence as, like, a third entry into the series, now that his original voice actor is no longer, has passed away. Because obviously they're gonna want someone who sounds kind of similar, I'm sure. But I don't know, maybe they go a different direction, or maybe they just kill Silence off super early using some lines that were already, like, pre-recorded in the next game, and they have him die to, like, Nemesis super early, just so they can be like, oh, well, this is why he's not around, because the voice actor isn't around, but we had these lines that we could splice together, or we still had some recorded voice lines, especially, some unused ones, I'm sure, because I'm sure certain things got cut from the original script. And they would, so it could be a thing of, oh, they spliced a couple lines together for, like, the early, or a couple things together for, like, the early portion of the game, and then they just kill them off pretty much immediately, like maybe Nemesis arrives, and, like, Silence gets killed, kind of like Rost in the first game. Like, dies pretty much within, like, the first big encounter with, like, the, main enemies, or the main antagonist of that game. Anyway, what you got going on, Silence?
So this is where Tilda tried to reel you in. What was her proposal? That together you could save the planet? Just as your precious genetic mother always wanted? I believe the old ones called that a bait and switch. Luring you with the promise of a vibrant new world, when in reality, it's doomed to be cracked open by Nemesis and scoured of life.
If you're trying to get a rise out of me about Tilda, it's not gonna work. And if you really believed we have no future, you wouldn't be here.
True.
Perhaps I'm just waiting to see if you can once again achieve the impossible. Speaking of which, my preparations for Nemesis have revealed a new problem. I've been searching the remains of the Zenith base for any data that could help us. In doing so, I discovered that 13 of our spacefaring friends descended to Earth from the Odyssey.
But we only found 12 corpses total, including Verbena at the biotech lab.
Your math is impressive as always, but yes. It appears that one got away. His name is Walter Londra. In the 21st century, he was an aerospace magnate, but also a bit of a celebrity. I'm sure I don't have to tell you that he's far too dangerous to be allowed to roam free. You need to find him and deal with
him. What more do you know about... Okay, first off, if this guy's just living peacefully, there's no real reason to go hunt him down like Silence wants us to do. But what more information... I mean, so far he hasn't shown us any threat towards us specifically. And we've, so this DLC stars the Quinn, and it's, everything seemed normal with, well, not going crazy with the Quinn, but maybe he's, their, big leader dude or something like that. Anyway, what more do you know about Nemesis?
You said you've been searching through the Zenith base. Did you find anything that can help against Nemesis?
Well, I believe our best option is to unearth powerful technologies, from the Zeniths, the ancient past, or both. And with such knowledge in hand, we might be able to build a weapon to hurt Nemesis in a way that it can't currently anticipate.
Surprise attack? I like it.
Don't get your hopes up. I found a few leads, but nothing concrete. It will be a long search, I fear.
Also, what are the chances... Nemesis is a rogue AI, right? So, what are the chances that it just... What are the chances that it doesn't just, alter its defensive tactics once we use that weapon once?
So, Londra made his fortune by selling spaceships?
Not exactly. He built ships and drones that could mine near-Earth asteroids for rare metals, generating untold riches.
I'm starting to see why you're worried.
Indeed. Thanks to us, he no longer has access to the Odyssey or the Zenith base, but he likely has extensive knowledge of potent old-world technologies. As such, he represents both a threat and an opportunity.
You think he might know about something that can help with Nemesis?
It's possible, yes.
Celebrity?
You said Walter Londra was a bit of a celebrity. What does that mean?
Although he made his money in aerospace, he put vast sums into the production of holographic entertainment. In fact, his wife was a famous actress. The two of them were often featured in tabloids and other media.
One of them very
type of
clearly saying
news outlet
divorce.
to track the personal lives of celebrities, allowing legions of fans to live vicariously through the rich and famous.
Oh. Yuck.
Alright, where do I start looking?
So where do you think Londra went?
The coast, far to the south. An area racked by tectonic shifts and volcanic activity. The few Tenakth who ventured there referred to it as the Burning Shores. But 1,000 years ago it was called Los Angeles, a hub for the technology and entertainment industries. Londra's space mining company, Heaven Sent, was headquartered there. It stands to reason he would retreat to familiar territory. I'll send you the coordinates. So, are you ready to track down our rogue Zenith?
To the Burning Shores.
Okay. To the Burning Shores, then.
Proceed with caution, Aloy. I suspect Londra is even more devious and resourceful than the other Zeniths.
Aw, Silence. If I didn't know better, I'd think you were actually concerned about my safety.
Aloy? I hope I haven't caught you in the middle of fighting a giant machine or something.
Hey, Beta. I'm actually on my way to the Burning Shores.
Oh, right. Gaia and I heard about your mission from Silence. Be safe, okay? We'll be here if you need us.
Will do. Thanks. This is it. Londra's headquarters shouldn't be far. That can't be good. Shit!
Yep, that's anti-air defense. Whoa. My Sunwing! Fly, Sunwing, save yourself! I'm just...
Come on! Come on!
My shield wing, no.
Were you actually flying just now?
Yeah, just, not my best landing.
Damn, more machines. Stay back. I'll handle this.
Hold on, I can help too.
Let's see what you got.
Fixed the override for wide Mars, so I should be able to use it now.
See those glowing crystals? Takes one hit to detonate.
Yeah, okay, got it.
They really, really want you to just rush right in, don't they? Hey, go kill all your friends.
Where did you learn to do that?
Seeing the glitch again with the
It's like fire gleam, but more volatile.
well, that did fucking nothing. Alright. You see those crystals? All it takes is one hit to make them blow up. Go beat up your friend.
Taming a machine? Incredible.
Yeah, unfortunately, it only works for a limited time.
I got your back! Last one! Let's see who takes it!
Yeah, you know, real quick, we're just gonna go ahead and search through this. We're gonna go ahead and grab this. Let's, I guess grab these as well real quick. I didn't get my silent strike! Fucking content-sensitive actions, man. Well, not even content-sensitive. Fucking... Oh, you don't have the prompt that says that you can do it, so you just don't get the sneak attack option.
Better.
Oh, you know how to hold your own. The name's Seika.
Aloy. I could, say the same about you. You have a focus. So you're Quinn. You're not exactly like any diviner I've met.
How do you even know that?
I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but first...
Just one for now. I saw you before you crashed, flying on a sunwing. It didn't look like you knew about that tower, which means you're new. So what brought you here?
I'm looking for someone. There's a ruin. On the hill northeast of here, that's where I was headed.
Ruin on the hill. You mean Starlight Rise?
You know it. Is there another way to get there?
Maybe. But first, we're gonna have to do something about that tower. I think we can help each other, Aloy. The tower's not far from where my people made camp. I can show you the way.
Hold on. You said we can help each other, but what exactly are you doing here?
Let's just say, I need that tower dealt with too. Come on. This way. Follow me.
Well, first I wanna loot.
We'll have to take my skiff to get to the settlement.
What were you doing out here anyway?
The skiff's rudder is a bit off. I was actually trying to fix it. Sometimes you just need to hunt alone.
Small supply cache. Alright, look at that. Little lion statue, I believe. Here's the wide maw. Where did the other apex watchers go? There's Seika. Oh my. Oh, this is a big map. for Dia. Oh my gosh! So we started off like zoomed in like here. I didn't think it was gonna be this big. This is bigger than the desert. This map is like the size of the lowland territory. Ah, there's one. There's another one. What is this? Brimshine sliver.
Some kind of crystal. Oh, strong smell. Merchants might be interested, though.
We found a piece of Brimshine, a rare and valuable resource. Hidden in the burning shores, Brimshine can be used for upgrading certain weapons and outfits or trading with specific merchants. So it's Greenshine, a lot, slash, whatever the thing from Zero Dawn, Blue Gleam. It's Greenshine slash Blue Gleam, but for burning shores. I think it would be more appropriate to compare it to Blue Gleam, because Greenshine had different, like, tiers, I guess? Whereas this seems like it's just straight up golden. Or straight up, like, a straight up legendary, I should say. What's with the boys? Or buoys? Unknown thingy. Aww. It's the memorial for Lance that they added in the game. I wish there was like a special interaction with this. Maybe these are all like in memoriam though. Gold thorn, we have so much of that. Oh, hi.
Fandom zone? Interesting looking room. Wonder what's inside.
Ah! More of that, I'm so used to Zelda that to playing Tears of the Kingdom, that my first thought was, oh, I just need to go underneath here and ascend. Rail capture. Northwest. Pangea figure. Where? There? Yes. I need to enter.
I'll need a code to get inside. Huh. This data says someone carved their code at the top of the nearby tower.
Data corrupted. Thinks he's such a hot shot, waving around that VI Pangean card. Sure, he takes you out, maybe wins you something at Raptor Raid. Next thing you know, he's at the Lakewood store giggling away with Vicky. They carved their names at the top of the tower net's door with a little heart in their anniversary. He's even using it as his passcode now. It's so cringe. Joke's on him, though. Management's going to freak when they find out it's carved up there. Pack up your bags, Elijah. Why wouldn't they just say Elijah? There. Unless it's supposed to be a reference that I just don't get. Akira. Alright, I have to climb the ladder. And then we have to... They can't just make this ladder not broken.
Okay, let's see if that code's still up here.
11/14/64. So that is 2064, I'm sure. Unidentified signal. Is that here? It's further down. You know what? Let's put the thing in first, so we can glide down to there easily. It would have been, like, really interesting if they had actually, took away our shield wing as a result of that crash. It's like a, hey, and so Walter Londra. What did we pick up that is new? Oh yeah, Brimshine. So 11, 14, 64. Stuff.
Ancient figurine. Looks like it was part of a set. And there's data.
An ancient figurine of a flying razor-toothed dinosaur preserved and digitally notarized. When mild-mannered Jane arrived for her first day at Port-Tech, she was just employee number 4331. Little did she know that she'd be face-to-face with a deadly Dimorphodon mere hours later, the first of many she would defeat in combat. Now her iconic first foe is soaring out the hollows and onto your shelf with this limited re-release of the DIM 279 Pangea figurine. Awarded electronic authenticity label. Recent transactions sold by Jane for President, sold to TFZ Wholesale Ltd. Condition mint. Unique ID, I'm not reading all that.
I'll just hold on to it for now.
Pangea figurines. Alright, so what is this unidentified signal? They did take away our Sunwing, which is tragic. I guess the idea is more that we can't use our Sunwing while that Zenith defense perimeter is active. So that's the unidentified signal. If I go here. And it is. Oh, it's just this. Yeah.
Not gonna work.
I don't think I can reach that from down here, though, right? Yeah, no way. What the? Aloy? Why is she being silly? Climb up, Aloy. Climb up, Aloy.
Pullcaster can't reach.
Okay, well this is... Okay, well I guess we can't do this yet. We, like... I guess we have to be able to, like... fly again. So we'll have to come back here after we deal with the Zenith Tower. Bothers me. It bothers me in open world games when there's a thing that I'm not allowed to do because because the devs just decided that I wasn't going to be allowed to do that right then. Like, I came across it now. Let me do it now, man. It'd be like if you entered a shrine in... Well, I guess technically that did happen to me a little bit, but it'd be like if... It's like those shrines I entered in Tears of the Kingdom where I was required to have the paraglider. Oh. And we eventually went back and did them, obviously, but... Hey, Nuggets, how's it going?
Let's move.
Long time no see,
Here
dude.
she is. I just need to attach this component I picked up. Hold tight.
Never seen a boat like that before.
Me and a gearhead back at the settlement roped it together. Works well enough. That'll do it. Skiff's good to go.
Oh, is this
Hop
like an
in.
automatic boat?
Oh no. Not another one.
Whoa.
Like I said, there's no getting to Starlight Rise so long as that tower's there. Okay. Casting off.
Huh. Sure beats rowing.
I've had a lot of time to improve her design.
How long have your people been here?
About a year, I think. We hit this massive storm crossing the Great Ocean. Lost half the fleet and our bearings. It was a miracle we even made it to these shores. We've been stuck here ever since.
See. I'm sorry to hear that.
Head north.
Just
There's
how
a lot
many
more
of you are
land.
left?
Not as many as there should be. We've had other troubles since the shipwreck. And some of those remaining aren't much help.
Sounds like you're not thrilled to go back.
Bringing back an Outlander is certainly going to complicate things. It'll be fine. Just follow my lead and let me do the talking.
If you say so.
There are campfires.
That's it on your left. Fleet's End.
Uplifting name.
We weren't in great spirits when we made landfall.
I mean, that's
Okay,
fair.
Here we go.
Do have to remember my armor has elemental weaknesses.
I don't know anything further. May I be dismissed?
No. You will remain here until the traitor returns. You!
Here we go.
Sorry.
One act of treason breeds another, it seems. Stealing a diviner's focus, leading a barbarian into our midst.
Where's the Quinn I know?
Arrest them both. Remove their focuses at once.
Arrest us. This is a matter for the Admiral, not a compliance officer.
By all means.
Does she not? Does this guy not recognize Aloy as literally Elizabeth Sobek?
It's true. Seika stole the focus.
Who's the barbarian?
She's done for.
Things seem kind of tense around here.
It's not our best day.
Admiral Garrett! It's as I told you, sir. The proof is now before your eyes. A soldier dared to don a diviner's focus. The eye that reveals the legacy. But Seika did not stop there. She brought a barbarian among us. In direct violation of Confidentiality Clause 3A. Protocol states that these...
I might be our last chance at finding our missing people, sir. Diviner Vi's focus showed me his last moments. He found a clue. The ruin on Starlight Rise. There's evidence our people were there.
Hunter's headquarters.
Now we have no means of safe passage. Not in our current situation. But she might have another way.
Remember the law, sir. Focus is for a diviner. No one else.
Seika's actions are indeed concerning. And there will have to be a reckoning. But finding our lost crew is paramount. If Seika has a chance of bringing them back, our course is clear. Even compliance must recognize that. I will allow it. Seika and the Outsider are free to pursue this lead.
But, sir, if...
Outlander, I'd like a word when you have a moment.
Again, how did they not recognize Aloy as literally Elizabeth Sobek? That's what happened with every other Quinn we've encountered so far.
Damn them.
You okay?
I shouldn't have said that. It's just that... my sister is one of the missing. Not only that, she's our last navigator. Our only means of getting home. I've got to find her. Even if it means using a forbidden relic. Meanwhile, Rang and the others act like I'm the problem, when in reality, I'm the only one looking for a solution.
Look, I understand. Maybe more than you know, but for now, I think we need to calm down and just...
calm. You're right, of course. Getting upset isn't going to help.
Okay. We both need to get to the place you call Starlight Rise. But that tower... seems like it knocks anything nearby out of the sky.
Out of the water, too. It fires at any watercraft in range.
Oh,
What about
great.
the land?
Well, Seems to me you've got some kind of plan in mind to deal with it.
Maybe. Between the two of us, there might be a way.
What do you know about the tower?
Is there anything else you can tell me about that tower?
It just appeared one day a couple of weeks ago after our scout boats went missing. And it shoots at anything in the sky or sea. Machines, boats. You.
Okay, don't remind me.
I tried to get near it, but it's mounted on a tall ruin with machines all around. On the plus side, its range is limited. I've been testing it with my skiff and setting up buoys to mark the radius.
Oh,
Can't tell if that's smart or reckless.
Both, maybe. I'll admit there have been a couple of near misses.
That explains the buoys. Okay. So if we see buoys, that means we're about to enter the range of the tower, I guess. About your missing sister?
So your sister is a navigator?
More like the navigator. The only Quen who can steer by the stars without instruments. She reads the sky like a scroll. Knows every constellation by position, no matter how much it spins around up there, which means she's been an Imperial favorite ever since her first exam.
Wow,
One of
that's...
the fleet's most precious assets. And now she's...
That's incredibly... That's incredible, actually.
The others just disappeared?
After we made landfall, the hard way, the Admiral sent out scouting expeditions with the very few boats we had left. Not one of them returned. I don't know what happened to them all, but I do know it has something to do with that tower. And Starlight Rise.
We're agreed on that.
Tell me about you, I guess.
Well, you're a good fighter, that's for sure. But beyond that, I don't know much about you.
There's not much to tell. Nothing special about me, except my sister is pretty well known among my people.
You don't seem so ordinary to me.
I was just a petty officer until we ran aground. But we lost a lot of midshipmen and lieutenants to the storm and the wreck. And now even more of them are missing. So I've been trying to step up and help the Admiral.
It took a lot of guts putting on that focus. Seems to me he needs more like you.
Tell that to Rang and his toadies.
What exactly did you find on that diviner's focus?
When the scout boat sent by the Admiral didn't return, he sent our very last one to find out what happened to them. Diviner Vi was on board. They made it as far as Starlight Rise, went inland and found a camp and a bunch of equipment. It looked like some of our people went into a ruin there. Then they spotted a machine, unlike anything we've seen. Silver and gold, moved like a spider.
Silver and gold?
They ran back to their boat.
They were lucky to escape. I've dealt with those things before.
Well, their luck ran out fast. The morning they tried to sail back, the tower went up and blew them right out of the water. Vi's body washed ashore here sometime later. A friend of mine found it and let me know. The same friend that ratted me out to Rang for taking the focus. But what was I supposed to do?
I would have done the same thing. Trust me.
I'm trying to think what machine that would
You
be.
think there's a way to do something about that tower?
If we want to reach Starlight Rise, we have to try. I was able to approach the tower on foot, but I couldn't get close enough to shoot at it or anything like that. With the right help, though,
Show me the way and we'll give it a shot.
you'll probably want to resupply first. You can use my skiff if you need to hunt for resources. Just stay south of the settlement. The tower can't hit that side. I set up some buoys to mark its radius.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go clear my head. There's a bridge that leads to the ruins where the tower is mounted. I'll wait for you on the other side.
Hold on. There's one more thing. the Quen here, all of this. You were part of a larger expedition, right? Headed for San Francisco?
That's how you know about us. And you've seen the others, haven't you? And they're alive.
Most of them, yeah. I can put you in touch with them, but we should find your missing people first, right?
They're alive. This is great news. But yes, you're right, it should wait. If we tell everyone now, it'll just be a distraction. So for the sake of the missing, we have to keep the focus on them.
All right then. I'll see you on the other side of the bridge.
Fleet's End.
Might not be a bad idea to resupply before I meet Seika. Or I could explore a little with her skiff first.
Yeah, you did ask to speak to me, that's fine. Ooh, new quest over there. This said stay south, so tower is... Well, I wish I could actually see where the tower is. From here. Okay, tower is right here, it looks like. Honestly, it might be better if we just go ahead and deal with the tower before most of anything else, but...
Speak to me, if you will. So, the barbarian strolls into camp with Seika. The two of you promised to find our missing people. Given our desperate situation, I have little choice but to agree. That doesn't mean I like trusting our fate to a stranger. Who are you? Where'd you come from?
My name is Aloy. As for my life story, does it matter if I can help?
I suppose it depends on the cost. Compliance has traded sights on Seika. By letting her gallivant off with a foreigner, I may have given her just enough rope to hang herself.
It seems to me she can take care of herself, but I'll do my best to keep her out of trouble.
Very well. To that end, is there anything you need to know?
Desperate situation.
You said your situation was desperate. How did all this happen?
We sailed from across the Great Ocean. Ours was the tribe's most important mission in a century. It was to be my swan song. Now it will be my epitaph. A typhoon struck us midway, cleaving the fleet in two. I know not what happened to the other half. Scattered, stranded, probably sunk.
I don't know.
All three.
There's always hope.
After we beached, I sent out scout boats to explore the coast.
Aloy, don't
None
be
returned.
coy.
And I haven't the craft nor manpower to mount a search. First I lost half my fleet, now I've lost half the survivors, so don't speak to me of hope.
And yet, Seika found a clue on that focus.
You're just like her. You don't give up.
Tell me more about compliance.
Compliance sure seems to have a lot of sway around here.
Compliance officers are the eyes and ears of the Imperial House. It is their duty to ensure that the wisdom of our ancestors doesn't fall into the hands of our enemies. And so they ferret out the disloyal and disobedient. Inspections, interrogations, all in the name of security.
All I
Sounds
see is
miserable.
one man causing a lot of unrest in your camp.
Being liked is not part of Compliance's mandate. Assuming we ever return home, Rain will report on the crew to his superiors. That fact gives him a lot of influence. I can only pray that he uses it for the greater good.
Seika.
You seem to think highly of Seika.
She is an exemplary Marine. Persistent, selfless, resourceful. Being stranded is a battle of attrition. Everyone wears down eventually, but not her. Not yet. I've come to rely on her more and more. She's our best hope for finding the missing, I'm sure of that.
Alright, well, I gotta go.
I'll do my best to help Seika bring back your
Well,
people.
not like
If the
on stream,
Regent's still
but
alive, keep her safe if you can.
we ran out of conversation options, so. Okay, so we can go this way. Oh,
Make use of my skill.
a face painter. I thought I saw. Oh, yeah, there's a Stitcher over here. Oh, it's like super far down, I guess. Let's grab this quest real quick.
I see compliance is keeping busy.
You have no idea. Or maybe you do. Meet me at the burial grounds, up the Western Hill.
Okay.
Western Hill? Splinter Within. Ooh, Imperial Gold. And we also... Seika and Garrett. Also Walter. Alright, Splinter Within. I'm trying to think of what machine. It said silver and gold and looked like a spider. Or walked like a spider. Or moved like one. The only one I can really think of... Maybe a Clamberjaw? Maybe they're talking about a Spectre? It's a Spectre, Clamberjaw... Well, they said they'd never seen them before, so yeah, they would have had to have been Spectres, I imagine. Because Spectres are from the Far Zeniths, so... Pangea Forever. Wow, that is a lot of experience. Anyway. I'm trying to just navigate my way around this town. Ah, workbench.
Admiral says we can trade. Let's.
Sweet. There are her stealth damage, close range damage, overdraw damage. Graveseeker's Lament. Oh my gosh, this is a... It's a piercing sharp shot bow. There are so many things here, man. Elite Acid? Elite Berserk, Elite Fire, Elite Frost, Elite Knockdown. Okay, they're just Elite Coils. Oh, this is a legendary Ropecaster. Wow. I've been needing one of these. Wow, so we have to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we have to find at least 48 Brimshine. That is a lot. How did we get a second Apex Sunwing cart? Okay, we got a bunch of metal shards from that. Do I have anything that I can really sell just a whole bunch? Like, that I just have like a whole bunch of that I don't need? Maybe some of these Thunderjaw hearts? We'll sell... Oh, no, because we probably need them for further upgrades, wouldn't we? Sell these, that's for sure. I should hang on to these. Yeah, yeah, looks like just about everything I could sell that I'll sell like 30 charger circulators. Oh, that's... So... probably 10 of these Leaf Lasher primary nerves. We'll go 15 Scrounger primary nerves. We have a lot of these because we have a lot of these things because we haven't really been using them. I'm gonna hang on to my machine cores. Actually, nah, let's sell like 100 of them. It kills me that I had to do this one at a time. 5,000 metal shards. Do I have any... Are there any parts that I have, like, an absolute excess of? I would say maybe Behemoth Force Loaders or Tremor Tusks, but Tremor Tusks we just need a lot in general. Yeah, I think I should hang on to everything else that I have. Obviously, I can sell these, but I mean, they're items that shouldn't exist anyway. So I think it's just kind of funny to have them. Do I have any coils that I can get rid of? I definitely do. Get rid of all these green coils for sure. I would get rid of the blue ones as well, but there might be like a couple blue ones that would be good to have. I can't sell strike pieces, and I'm keeping all my weapons and armor. I guess I could buy. Why does this only cost 1? I mean, I'll take it. It's literally free. Oops. Deals more overdraw damage. Ooh, this has impact. This has both the precision tarot and the strike through arrow. Honestly, this is like the best, like in terms of ammunition types, this is the best bow I've seen. Or best sharp shot bow.
True craftsmanship. It won't let you down.
Because, like, our current setup, like, obviously we have Forge Fall equipped, but it doesn't have strike through arrows. The only other thing we have is Delta Sharp Shot bow. But this is just a much better version of the Delta Sharp Shot bow. Alright, so what's this unknown thingy way over here? Unknown thingy super far away. Where are you? Oh, Dire. Honestly, the Winter Wavelet's best with no die, in my opinion. Yeah, I think those look better with no die. I guess early autumn kind of works as well. That just kind of works in general for the Utaru look. But very specifically, because it's supposed to be like a winter-based outfit, I think having no dye on this is really good. I guess this doesn't look half bad. Bright amber, I should say. So many of these, I'm just like, I just don't have a die equipped. Granted, most of these are also, you know, most of the ones that I did. You know, we dyed the legendary ones pretty much.
Wearing already looks great.
So what do you have? You have Quinn Black-Tide Commander. Or Black-Tide Quinn Commander. Oh, you know what? These are the DLC one. Or the pre-order bonuses. That's why they only cost one. Quinn Marine, Nora Lookout. Medicine capacity, potent medicine, shield drop capacity, low health regen, second chance. Quinn Marine armor. Honestly, I still think it's. I'm sorry. I laughed because I looked at the stats and it's the exact same fucking stats as the armor we're currently wearing. Yeah, I forgot that. We'll just buy. Shield drop capacity, elemental speed. Wait. Oh, okay. Right. Elemental spear plus 2. Elite concentration? Elite deployment. Elite evasion? Wait. Oh, I thought that would be like an upgrade to my dodge roll. Elite silent strikes sounds really strong. Elite weapon techniques. I mean, I guess I can buy these. Just because they're technically unique. Yeah, I can't sell this, huh? That's interesting.
Even the ancestors would be interested in what I offer.
I mean, yeah, armor that makes your an armor thing, a thing that you slot in your armor that makes your bows deal more damage. That does seem pretty interesting. Oh dear. I can't select the mission. There we go.
This will break my fall.
Alright. I'm gonna be honest, we're probably not gonna bother upgrading all of those. Ooh. Lore. Alonda. Ring, Thioa, Nikari.
Pretty sure you're all right?
Have I spoken to you?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't talk to you.
Oh right, she's the friend of what was her name? Seika. For some reason I was thinking it's Seda. But no.
Burial grounds. Better wait at the campfire for that Quinn soldier.
Alright, well let's wait for the Quinn soldier, I guess.
You came. I wasn't sure you would.
Well, I'm here. I'm guessing this has something to do with the compliance officer's inspections I saw earlier?
Whoa. Hold on. I saw you stand against compliance with Seika. You must have your own reasons for doing so. But just how far are you willing to go to oppose Rang?
I'll do what I can. Look, I get that you're not quick to trust, but I can only help if you let me.
I suppose you're right. Especially in times like these. You've seen the influence compliance has here. It's even worse back home. but there are a few of us who do whatever we can to undermine them.
Ooh.
We joined the fleet to further our cause, led by Diviner Enki. A while back,
rebellion.
Enki set out with a crew to recover a priceless shipping manifest, disguised as a scouting trip.
But they never made it back.
Exactly. Only Enki and Kelva, another ally, knew the true purpose of their expedition. That manifest could lead us to undiscovered focus caches back in the Great Delta. Which is why I need your help to find Enki, or finish what he started.
More focuses?
The manifest that Enki was after. You said it could lead to more focuses?
Stockpiles of them. All back in the Great Delta.
If we
Only
outdated though,
diviners
right?
are allowed to study the legacy. And from what Enki told me, only part of it at that.
So with focuses of your own, you could learn the truth for yourselves.
Not just learn, use. Everything the Quen have built, our fleets, our technologies, comes from the legacy. The true might of the Empire. With that knowledge and power on our side, we could finally loosen the stranglehold the boards have on our people. Maybe even overthrow them altogether.
Compliance.
I'm guessing there are more compliance officers like Rang back home?
Rang is a poisonous toad. But the Board of Compliance is the black heart of the Empire. It breeds fear and suspicion. All Quen are expected to watch for any sign of disobedience or malcontent. Turns neighbor against neighbor. Even divides families. My own brother, eager to rise in the ranks, reported our mother to Compliance. She was innocent, of course. But after they released her from interrogation, she wasn't quite the same.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
That kind of betrayal, it never really heals.
What more can you tell me about your mission?
So when you joined the expedition, you were after this shipping manifest?
Not quite. The fleet was originally bound for a different city far to the north. One
San
we
Francisco.
believed held many powerful secrets. Enki had hoped to recover as much knowledge as he could before it fell into the hands of the other diviners. After we wound up here, he found a scrap of data that mentioned the manifest and its supposed location. He realized this find would more than make up for our failed operation. It was a wind in our sails. Hope, at last.
I'll try to find Enki's expedition. Where exactly were they headed?
An island far to the southwest. Enki believed the manifest would be found in a ruin there. I also thought I saw smoke rising from another island east of it. Perhaps they ran into some trouble on the way?
It's worth a look.
If, ancestors forbid, something happened to Enki out there, his focus can still help our cause. And the manifest he was after.
Okay, I'll see what I can do.
So I assume the smoke. Yeah, I was gonna say. I assume.
There's 2 leads to look into. If the shipping manifest Enki was after points the Quen to more focuses, it really change things in their homeland.
Yeah, we're gonna go for the. That's the smoke signal. As long as we stay on the south side of the island, or in the southern, like, portion of the map, apparently we're out of range of the tower, which is weird, because the tower's literally right here. So I guess the range is, like, maybe, like, around this kind of perimeter? Ooh, Charmadust sites, huh? I'm looking for the workbench. There it is. Game? That was concerning. It took the game a lot of time to load up there. No, yeah, I can upgrade. We need luminous brainstems and brimshine for this. Wow, water wings, slaughter. Yeah, I'm not bothering with that. I could upgrade this, maybe. Nope, need Slitherfang Growth Grinders and Apex Ravager Hearts and Slitherfang Foreigners. And a Luminous Brainstem. Actually, can I fast travel back to, like, here? Yeah, okay, you cannot return to the Forbidden West this time. That makes sense. I just had to check. Okay, here is the... Is this a jail? I can only assume so. I wish I could move the camera back some, jeez.
Okay, let's see. Not a bad way to get around.
I guess I'll check the smoke signal first. That's interesting. That's a big storm, it looks like.
Spot. Gotta move.
By what? Is a tiger ground up there or something? Oh. The burrower. Oh dear. Hold on. I still can't believe they made it a game with underwater enemies and there's no underwater combat. Yeah, that's one of those buoys. So over here, oh, there's a shelter right there. I think they were basically saying if you go into the buoy itself, into the area for the buoy, you're in range of the tower, and the tower will shoot at you. That is a much... Hold on, what the... Fleet's End is inside the range of the tower. Like, right? Is that what that's saying? Or did this boy just float out here? I have no idea of knowing, I guess. Oh, Apex Ravager. Attacking the camp.
Maybe more sailing later? Smoke. Might be the distress signal Fiora mentioned.
Yeah, she didn't exactly give much.
There's a Quen stuck on that ruined bridge. I better get in there and clear out those machines. Machine's got that Quen pinned down.
What's up?
Turn that weapon against the stranger.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea. This thing can't do this thing can't do anything to me right here. Oh, we were in concentration. I did not realize it. I was just about to stab. I also lost where it was.
You flipped it.
Ow! Whew. Stop! Stop that. Rats. Ooh, hold on. Don't ruin Pangea. Data corrupted. Is that another Pangea figure over there?
Strange-looking creature. Guess it was some kind of mascot for this place?
That's funny that I can examine this thing from the opposite side of... from the opposite side of the... of the, thingy. We knocked a couple parts off of that Ravager. Oh, there's one right there.
Looks like that Quen soldier I saw was camping here. A lot of old bandages. Someone was hurt. Bad.
Let me search these two real quick.
Find this in my stash later.
Nope. Oh, hold on. Another Apex Ravager. I may as well take it down.
Go back the way you came, girl. It's dangerous.
It's just the other one, that one?
Machine's weak to purge water.
Leaf flashers as well.
Hit that spot again.
Wow. Oh, hey, Stalker.
Mind your surroundings!
Oh, what the? That had a lot of reach on it.
There you go!
This island's cursed, he says, as I'm very quickly dealing with the issue. These arrows are expensive to make, but they are definitely worth.
Go back the way you came, girl.
Ah, here we go. Grab that one. Alright, now let's grab this right here. That's funny that there's another Ravager cannon.
There's only death here.
Will you shut up, guy? I'm saving your life. Ew. Oh, this is the Stalker thing. I forgot. Bam, and unnecessary finisher!
Okay, area's clear. I should check on that Quinn.
Well, I tried to do an unnecessarily cool finisher, but... It's too bad Ghost Souls don't still reward perks.
Dyer can make use of this.
Or, well, anything really. Ugh, I've played way too much Zelda. I keep thinking, oh, I should just equip Ascend and just go up. No, I can't do that in this game.
Are you going to tell me who you are?
The lady that just saved your life. Hold on. There is loot. I must obtain the loot.
You kill machines well enough, stranger. Find a word?
I mean, I don't mind a word, but I would rather get... I'd rather get, you know, all of this loot first. I'm gonna try my best. Who are you, first of all? Rokomo. Is this my Sunwing? Man.
You kill machines well enough, stranger. Mind a word?
First I need this. Man. I'm actually really disappointed that wasn't, Brimshine or whatever it was called.
Are you alright?
I'll live. But what's an outlander doing all the way out here?
My name's Aloy. I met your tribe back at your settlement. I'm here to look for Enki's expedition.
I see. I'm Rokomo. Diviner Enki was my charge. We ran into machine trouble on a small island to the west. I had no choice but to drag Enki out of there. Didn't get far, obviously. A strange gyre smashed our boat into the ruins offshore. Barely made it to this island. And then we ran into those damn machines. Enki saw them before I did. Took a blow in my stead. He died from his wounds not long after.
If Enki is gone, I was asked to return his focus.
Impossible. It was lost to the waves. But now that you're here, maybe there's still a chance for my comrades. I left them on that island. Please, you have to help them.
You left them?
Okay, I'll do what I can. But what about you? I can't just leave you here.
Now, don't worry about me. I cobbled together a raft. With those machines gone, I can get back to the settlement on my own.
Okay. Be safe then. I can head to the other island. See if there are any survivors. And if Enki's focus sunk with their boat, I might be able to recover it. I gotta find that gyre Rokomo mentioned.
Look at the site of the wreck.
Rokomo's raft.
Why can't I drive this? There we go. Alright, well, let's go grab the focus first. We don't have to worry about holding our breath because...
Whoa. That gyre's turning up the sea. Must be where Rokomo's boat sank. I might be able to find Enki's focus below. I better dive from a distance. Stay out of the vortex.
Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
There's debris tangled around the tail. Diviner's focus. I can grab it from the net if I'm quick. Follow our trucks. Could give me cover. Current's really fighting me here.
This is bad. Alright, fine. Let's see what you got. very, intriguing game of cat and mouse. Somehow he lost sight of me despite the fact that I'm staring it in the face. Ah! What the fuck? Okay, I think I have to do this because the objective markers disappeared. So I think I actually have to do this while in cover, or while, not detected. Ah! Can you stop that? What? How is it still detecting me? I can't move! Ow! Oh, this is glitched. Great. It's bugged and it just always knows where I am, apparently. Okay. Come on, grab the... There we go.
Got it. Better head for the other island.
Yeah, you can go away now, Tide Ripper. I don't need your assistance. Ow! Alright, look. You're so lucky I can't fucking just bolt you in the middle of this water. Would you go away? Holy shit. How am I not out of your range right now? I'm halfway back to the fucking island. Oh, hold on. The Tide Ripper's still being a pain in the ass. Alright. Yeah, dear game devs, if you're gonna make a game with underwater enemies, make sure that those enemies can fucking actually be, you know, you can include some sort of underwater combat system. Like, let me just tie my, at the very least, let me tie my spear to my climbing rope, or to my rappelling rope or whatever, and use that as like a harpoon or some shit.
The easiest thing overriding Tide Rippers. Not possible.
That's one of my biggest pet peeves in games is when I just like it's obviously it's one thing if it's like a survival horror game like Outlast or Amnesia where you literally just there's no combat at all. It's just, oh, you got detected by a monster? Well, you better run. But if it's like a game like this where you can, you know, defend yourself aside from very weirdly specific segments, just fucking put some sort of underwater combat mechanic in the game. Like, oh, you can use rope cast, oh, you have just this harpoon.
I think I'm getting close to the island Rokomo mentioned.
Well, it's either this one or it's one of these ones. But considering the quest marker is right here, I think we're just gonna assume that it's the one with the quest marker on it.
Machines. I'll have to clear them out before I can look around. That's far enough.
Water Wing. Medium-sized flying machine that can dive deep underwater. It is highly maneuverable and when disturbed, is an unrelenting foe. Gemini Override. Orbs. Yeah, I feel like they all died. Just a hunch. Come down. Come down here, you pterodactyl pelican thingy. Oh, what the? Oh, good. Loud screech that affects only me. And boom! Alright, 1v1. Hey, leave my boat alone. It's not even my boat. It's Seika's boat. Ow! How do you hit so accurately? Fucking my dodge rolls mean nothing in this. Out of ammo. What? I'm so annoyed with this.
Area's clear.
Ugh, finally.
For any survivors.
Yeah, I should have... A little bit on me, I should have, checked these guys out a little more thoroughly, but... I didn't realize they had, chill water. Any other parts around? Not really. There's a bunch of, what's this?
Be prepared.
this. Campfire, nice. I like how they give us the option of placing traps, even though we were clearly fighting enemies that would just fly over the traps. Alright. Let's grab all this stuff here. Or more... Oh, there's one more cache. So there's no more caches around, right? I only see the one over there. Oh, no, there's two. Ooh, it's purple right here. What's this? Ancient valuables chest. Nice. And a couple more things around, huh? I shall... There's a corruptor there. It's hopefully a dead corruptor, but... Oh, neat. Vermine.
Soldier. Looks like she was killed in some kind of scuffle.
Where? I definitely just ran right over that body and did not notice it. Ah, right here. Lots of corruptors around. Thermal. Oh. Okay.
Going down.
I touched this wall. Nice, more brimstone. We know we need tons of this, so... I should, make sure that I... We'll drop a quick save real quick. Alright, so that's where we're gonna go next, clearly. We're gonna get up here and be like, oh, well, I guess there's no survivors other than the one dude that we just saved, and,
Fine soldiers. This must have been Enki's expedition. I better take a closer look.
Hello. all
Killed by
died to the water
machines.
wings.
And there's a note.
Hmm?
I thought Rokumo was up to something. I better figure out what really happened here. My focus can help.
Guard up. Small scrap of wreathed parchment with a single line of glyphs. Guard up, Rokumo. Pass it along. Fucking serious? I can't invest. Oh, I need to invest. Oh, a Frost Glinthawk. What?
These Quen were under attack by machines. They held out. For a while, at least. Materials for a raft? Maybe these Quen tried to leave the island after Rokumo took the boat. Six bedrolls, but only 3 bodies. Enki and Rokumo left on the boat. And I think I know what happened to the last soldier. Okay, so the Quen stranded here were building a raft when machines killed them. Enki and Rokumo escaped earlier, but one of the Quen got away. I should check for tracks, but I bet I know where they'll lead. There. Tracks. Maybe more than one set.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, because we saw the 3 up here earlier, and then we were like, oh, and then we ran over that body before that Aloy commented on, and I was like, oh, wait, that's weird. Why was this one killed way over, why was this one way over here?
I found earlier. She was stabbed to death. Rokumo lied about what happened here. Looks like his tracks keep going. Tracks under the water. And there's drag marks.
He was...
Boat must have cast off from here. So Rokumo killed that Quen and took Enki. And left the others to die. He's got a lot to answer for. But first, I'd better find the shipping manifest Enki was after. A ruin's a good place to start. Maybe that tower.
I didn't notice that knife before, but... Are you serious? Oh my gosh! This is so annoying! Okay, there. Sheesh, finally. I'm waiting on that to go down. Alright, time for something. Time to get comically thrown up super far.
That equipment might have the shipping manifest.
Bunch of large mineral plants. Fire gleam. Okay.
It's here. There's a lot of data to sift through, but it should lead to more focuses in the Quen's homeland.
How do I go
Now,
forward?
Rokumo's got a lot to answer for. He said he was going to sail back. I think I can catch him near Fleet's End.
I mean, yeah, he probably just thinks he got away. So, like... Because he knew those machines were there. So how do I get further up? You know what? I need a marker. Because I know how to get... I do know one way of getting further up. The problem is... I can't do it right now. Because we need... to be able to fly. And obviously, we cannot fly right now. I can't go up there. Unfortunately, this isn't Breath of the Wild, so I can't just... I mean, I can sort of climb trees. I said Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom. This isn't Zelda, so I can't just run up to here and start climbing. I can't even, like, climb this tree, really. Alright, well, fine, whatever. We'll have to just try to remember this for, you know, for later. For a second, I thought my boat had drifted all the way over there somehow, and I was like, what? How did that happen?
Not the worst way to get around.
Yeah, there is obviously still a lot around, but I'm wanting to see if there are more, like, side quests and stuff that will unlock as we progress. Oh look, Apex Snap Moss. That would be scary if I wasn't running away from them at a very high speed.
Rokomo should be around here somewhere. He's got a lot of explaining to do. Time to disembark. There he is.
Ah, so you made it back.
Yeah, and I know what you did.
Aloy. I see you've caught up to me.
You lied, Rokomo. I went to the island where you left your fellow soldiers. 3 were killed by machines, but the 4th? You killed them. Then dragged Enki away.
So you found the truth then? After we made camp, I saw Enki sneak off with another soldier. I tailed them. Overheard them discussing some kind of manifest. That's when Enki's allies spotted me and attacked. She left me no choice.
You were ordered to spy on Enki.
My orders on this expedition were to serve Officer Reng. And Reng suspected Enki was up to something.
And because of that, everyone except you is dead. But there's something I don't get. Why ask me to go back and save them, knowing I might discover what really happened?
It would have been worth it if it meant undoing the harm I caused. Before Enki died, I asked why he didn't just let the machines kill me. His answer was simple. We force ourselves to do terrible things because we think we have no choice. Hearing that made me want to make up for my mistakes.
He wanted you to see there's always another way. And if you really want to atone, you should stand up against Reng. He put you up to all this.
Owning my crime is one thing, but defying compliance? Reng will report to the board upon our return home. I'd never walk free again.
Would that stop Enki? Well, it's your choice. As long as you remember that.
What would Enki do?
Just think about it, okay?
I forgot what its name was already. There's so many names in this game. Rokomo, okay. For some reason, the name that entered my head was Katalo, and I'm like, that's not right. Katalo was the marshal from the Highland. Or, not Highland, the Sky Clan territory. That lost his arm at the very beginning of the game.
Save your pleas for the Admiral. We're all that's left.
Hey, how's it going?
That's enough out of you. You had better have significant evidence, Rain.
Sir, the witness I uncovered was quite specific. They overheard her conspiring with Diviner Enki before he left.
That's absurd! What did you offer them to lie?
Hold on.
This is no business of yours, barbarian!
Oh, it definitely is. I found Enki's expedition. All but one are dead because of your interference.
If that's true, I had nothing to do with it.
Yes, he did. Admiral, I'm a risk specialist. Reng told me that Diviner Enki was a traitor and ordered me to shadow him. When one of the others discovered me, I was forced to protect my cover.
And what of Enki?
Innocent. He died trying to defend me from a machine. Whatever evidence Reng has against Thioa can't possibly be right.
Admiral,
Silence! 5 people are dead. You deployed a risk specialist and didn't disclose it.
As is my right!
Not in an emergency, you idiot! We're shipwrecked. The crisis clause of the Maritime Charter clearly states that you must transfer all covert assets to my command. And don't get me started on the subject of coaching witnesses. Take him to the brig. Thioa, you're free to go. Rokomo, with me. I want a full report. Your service is noted, Outlander.
Thanks, Admiral.
Here's Enki's focus. I put the manifest on there for you. Use it to find more focuses. Free your people from compliance.
I'll do my best. Enki would want me to. Please, accept this. You're a gift from the ancestors, Outlander.
to obtain Quinn Deadeye. Well, how she just reached into her pocket, pulled out an entire outfit, and then gave it to us, and we put it in our pocket. Wait, what? Oh. Oh my gosh, it's a legendary? Jeez, I didn't expect that. Stealth tear, low profile, ranged, or stealth ranged, concentration region, quiet movement. Interesting option, actually. And as far as items, we picked up, oh yeah, water ring stuff. And then we got some skill points, nice. Yeah, just how's it going? I just finished a quest, and since we got some skill points, I can now upgrade my skills a little bit more. I don't honestly, because the only thing we really have to upgrade are these, what are essentially ults. So I don't really know what the best one to upgrade would be at this point. I guess maybe Defy Death, but like we haven't like, I mean, the only one we've really been using is this one here, Radial Blast. I did try out this trap one over here, but it's not as reliable as Radial Blast, in my opinion. I guess it doesn't matter. I can just throw this into whatever. And we can regain a little bit of health every couple of seconds, or we can also just, you know, we can also just have health. Oh, we only got 2 still. Oh, we unlocked? We did unlock a new die as well. That's nice. Let's go see. Let's see what that looks like. Oh.
What's she doing? You're gonna make me out here.
The desire is right. The die is a little bit of annoying to get to, but there we are. So Imperial Gold only works for Black Tide is also just Imperial Gold is only for the Quinn armor, it seems like. I guess that's fair. Quinn Deadeye, Black Tide. Real quick. Oh, we don't have any more pale blooms. And we're also low on crimson blooms. Honestly, their Imperial Gold, fine. We got the one. Crimson Coast, Calm Shoals, Twilight Waves, Dark Current, Or just Black Tide as well. So I don't really like the headpiece with the Crimson Coast. Because the headpiece, for whatever reason, is the same, like, is white instead of red. It kind of has the same problem with Imperial Gold. Like, this looks pretty good in my opinion, but obviously we don't have the ability to get it right now. This one looks okay, this one looks really good as well. I think I like this one the best. So we're just gonna go with no dye on that for now.
Good choice.
I will try to unlock more dyes as we progress through the game. All through the DLC. Hmm? Oh, wait. I'm so confused. Oh, it's trying to point me to a bridge over it, to that bridge overhead. Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Holding up?
Let's see. Oh, that's, and it's just up top, right? Yeah, it's just right there. It's the collectible currency thingy. Oh.
This door needs a key module. Maybe my focus can help tracks. Looks like someone else was up here before.
Okay. What did I just hear? Man, this is taking me real far. How far away did they hide this key module? Jeez. Ah.
This note says someone stashed a key they found.
Let's see. Confiscated an ancient artifact from a marine. When pressed, he confessed that he was able to use the small device to operate a nearby metal door. The ancient space itself may be of used to our little distilling operation. With no remaining diviners, the protocol regarding the device is, let's say, conveniently murky. I've taken the liberty of stowing it in a place near the waterfall. Let's talk in person. No need to involve the Admiral. A.
It's somewhere in the settlement. Near a waterfall.
Well, a waterfall will probably stick out.
Remember what we're working towards. Home.
That is a very ominous looking storm. don't think it would be this waterfall.
New batch of potions.
These shores call for sturdy armor.
Is there like a really big waterfall somewhere? Because I feel like that's probably what we're looking for. Hello? Key module.
I might be able to open that if I grapple to it. Have to be quick, though.
Might be able to open... I don't know what she's talking about. Oh, that. She's like, oh, I can maybe open that if I grapple to it, but I'll have to be really quick about it. And I'm just like, what am I grappling to? Aloy just seeing stuff that she shouldn't actually be able to see. Ooh, another one, nice. Brim shine. Can I? The game doesn't want to let me. Why could they not just let me climb everything? Aha! I managed to force my way up. Oh. Almost had it. There we go. Guess from here, we can maybe go right here, and then... Oh! It's funny that they have guards posted, but the guards just they don't care. Hang on. This is a very finicky jump I'm trying to do. Ah. Okay, fine. Try it from some... Ooh. Try a different path. Primarily because it'll be a lot easier to get up this way. Are you kidding me? There's a reward for coming up here.
Spellcaster won't work on that.
Can be removed with a grapple strike. Nice. Weird, but it worked.
A key module. Might be the one from that Quen scroll I found. Wonder what it unlocks.
Man, that guy went through... Whoever that was went through a lot of effort to hide this. Alright, here. just a little bit further away than I initially remembered. All that effort for one thing of this Bremshine, or whatever it was called.
That did it.
Nice. Ooh, I chose 3 things of Bremshine. Nice. And some other various bits of loot. Okay, let's
Okay,
see what's...
maybe it's time to meet up with Seika and head to the tower.
Let me make sure my munitions are topped off. They look like it.
Aloy, over here.
Hey, I'm here. So, how do we get to the tower?
These trails will lead us to it. Take your pick.
Okay, let's go.
Well, the game wants me to go through this trail, so we're gonna go with the one that the game wants me to take.
So you know a lot about my people, but I barely know anything about you. Like who you're looking for at Starlight Rise?
He's a, fugitive.
Come on. That's all you got?
Let's just focus on getting to the tower.
So mysterious.
Dead Lance Horns. Hold on. So, I tried aiming with motion controls just there. Needless to say, that didn't work at all.
Shock ammo won't do much.
Nice. Its body is also just in the grass, so... Thunderjaw sites, Slaughterspine sites, man. There's a lot of dangerous machines around. Hang on, I want to see something real quick. What is the recommended level? Level 38? I was gonna say, what's the recommended level for this? Because obviously we're, like, the Mats level. We're actually beyond the Mats level.
The Water Wing. The other day, I saw the tower shoot down an entire flock. Poor things crashed into the sea south of Fleet's End.
I've never seen one before. That tower's gotta go.
That's false. We just fought 3 of them, Aloy. What are you talking about? What? Oh man, Sandlink here.
It's like a sunwing, but the crest on its head's different.
Before the tower went up, we used to see them diving off the coast all the time.
Well, that's terrifying. Slaughterspine right next to a Thunderjaw. Can we just get close enough to mark both of these without actually triggering the...
Careful. Those machines aren't an easy hunt.
I've fought my share.
Really? Well, I always like a good challenge. I'm in if you are.
Fine. Well, kill the slaughter spine. But first I'm gonna change my outfit to something that's not weak to plasma. Tar Winterweave, I guess. Where'd you go? Yeah, I'm real concerned about the Thunderjaw next to the Slaughter Spine. Okay. If it was just one, obviously we'd have a pretty easy time. Oh, jeez, that's the worst possible thing that could have happened there.
Aim for the canister I attached!
I have a much better idea. Alright, that's one down. Not really worth the effort. Not really worth the effort of the resources, but, you know, we looked cool, I guess.
Thunderjaw's always a good challenge.
A machine's weapons come in handy.
I don't know why she's using... Yeah, I don't think so. Nice. One. I have shock hunter arrows. I'm staring down death.
Ancestors guide my aim.
Ow! Yep, that's what I want. Ow! I'm trying. It's a lot harder to do than it looks right now. Gosh, dude, I was hoping for... Ow! Let's see. Bam. Down here. Down gonna need you to stop using that fucking rope gasser, lady. There we go, and finisher! Nice. I'm stuck. No, I was wondering what that noise was. And drum. Ooh, supply bots. Aw. Didn't really get anything too useful from that. Underdraw radar. I need to make sure I pick up the tail as well, wherever it ended up. Should be kind of close by. There it is. What? For some reason, Aloy just decided to jump over. Okay, those relic ruins are really far. I do kind of want to grab that shelter, though. We have an area I can fast travel to that doesn't involve me going through a second Thunderjaw and Slaughter Spine back to back. Shelter, a workbench, stash. Nice. Can I crap? This is it's disconcerting how long it takes things to these to load. Midnight Bloom, not Pale Bloom. No, at the very least we can fast travel to here. Focus can identify elemental weaknesses. Thanks, game. I'm 200 plus hours in, but I guess I never would have guessed that. Oh. What did I just hear? Oh, I think that's just part of the music. There's like a very high-pitched, like, kind of ringing sound.
We're getting close to the tower. Last time I was there, I didn't get very far in.
We'll find a way.
Oh, maybe it was those lanthorns I was hearing then. Hmm? Vent panel 2. Well, I guess from where? Over there, maybe? Okay. Go away, Lanthorn. Oh dear! Let me up. Let me up! Oh dear. I'm stuck. I mean, that's their mistake. That's that Lanthorn's field. Oh hey! Very much unnecessary finisher, but you know. Right there, maybe? Gravel point. Okay. I feel like the game lied to me. Oh, there's the gravel point. I was just gonna say, it definitely said that there was a gravel point around here, and I am not able to gravel to it.
Careful. Don't want to singe your toes.
Well, yeah, obviously. How do I get back up? I very obviously just missed my jump there. Who? Oh, right. Okay, so where? That's the vent cover, right? Or was it over that way? I think it was more over that way. Yeah, it's like right there. Sturdy vent panel, and then another vent panel. They're like way below ground? I don't know how to get down there.
Falling gently.
Oh, they up there? They're probably up there. Which means... yeah, they're 100% up there. Gravel point right there. Alright, well this is just gonna be a pain to do, but... we'll go ahead and see if we can figure it out. Okay, let's not directly touch the lava. If we can do that, that would be fantastic. What did I just hear? Once again, I'm hearing like bells as part of the like background music, and I'm thinking.
Take this to a dyer later.
Azure Blue. But yeah, I keep hearing bells as like part of the background music, and it just makes me think that there is like. Other stuff going on, basically. There. Golden bloom. There we go. Okay, wow, are you serious? There better be something really good in this. Elite Silent Strikes. Ancient Sculpture, 5 Brimshine. Wow, yeah, okay. So, you know, I said there better be something good in there. Well, turns out it was something really good. And then there's just more Brimshine right here. Nice.
Brimshine always brightens my day.
There's a lot more Brimshine here. Holy. I think I heard another one? Yeah, I'm definitely hearing another one. Or maybe not.
Shoot it with fire.
Yeah, I'm just gonna assume that I got all of it from in here. So I looked around and didn't see anything that like super jumped out. So alright, now is there a campfire near here? There kind of is. If we go like right here along that. Oh! Okay, that was close. I was about to say, oh no. Alright, Alright, my goal is this campfire right here, so hopefully we don't get to...
Some kind of machine growth.
Haven't seen that before. Kinda looks like an egg.
Huh.
Stings.
There's a machine inside.
Wait, so are sting spawns separate types of machines? It would appear that they are. which is awkward because that just means I should have. Sting spawn. No loot at all. No cauldron.
Turn us around. Here we go!
You know, they said that they didn't drop loot, and apparently they lied.
More of those eggs.
Okay. Those definitely weren't here last time.
I hear very loud machines nearby. Alright, there's the tower. I feel like we can't really get any closer than this. Bursting spawn eggs. Okay, Aloy, I know you're really worried about the sting spawn eggs, but what the hell is that other thingy way over there?
Yuck. Those eggs are everywhere. Yep, I've got a feeling we're about to find out what laid them. Let's move in.
I let these things hatch. Oh, that's not a good thing, is it?
Whoa! Big ugly machine alert! We'll have to deal with it to get into the tower.
See what you got then.
Bile gut. Large hazardous acquisition machine launches acid to uncover old world scrap and produces swarms of sting spawn to collect resources. Theta overrides. Why wouldn't they just put that as the water winged override? Looks like a giant frog thingy. Ow! Also, what outfit do I? I have Winter Weave outfit, right? Yes. So I definitely need to switch because we're taking enhanced damage from acid.
I'm empty.
Awkward.
You sure know how to handle that weapon.
Ow! You know, I absolutely just spammed.
Whoa, we've got a jumper.
Aim. There we go. Haha, iframes. Ow. And nuked! Oh jeez, it just instantly got out of season, or out of the shock, huh? Game. Ow! Can you get off of me?
I can keep going.
I'm very intentionally trying to avoid its sack, or the... Yeah, I was very intentionally trying to avoid the sack thing.
Down it goes.
Because, it might drop sack webbing.
Good fight. Come on. The entrance I found is this way.
Elite deployment. Volatile sludge. Okay, it did not drop any kind of sack webbing, so I guess that means I don't have to worry about that. Hang on. Explosive, persist when killed. Yeah, it does drop sack webbing. What? It's supposed to, anyway.
Where are you off to?
I'm off to over here to grab this stuff that we left behind. I need all
Through my
of
stash
the
when I need it.
Well, maybe not all of this loot, but the vast majority of it. Hold on. I thought there was an arrow pointing over this way, but I guess not. Good grief. They're... We killed so many of these guys. Honestly, it feels like it's better to let the eggs hatch and then just kill the spawn, or the, enemies, because at least the enemies will drop shards, so like... If I'm using shards to make arrows, then obviously recovering shards is never a bad thing. It would also be nice if I could get a bit more. Oh, these guys. as well. There we go. Grab that. Grab this.
Aloy, shall we continue?
I guess.
I'll have to warn our patrols later. Doubt that machine was the only one of its kind.
Yeah, probably not. But we did get a second legendary weave. We also picked up Bile Gut Primary Nerve. What else did we get? Oh, first order defense 14%. A little disappointed to be honest, but the elite deployment, elite silent strikes.
Feels like every day there's something new that's trying to kill us.
I know the feeling.
I mean, that would be going back to the derangement, right? Brumshine, Brumshine, Brumshine,
I'll wait
Brumshine.
here for you.
Listen, I just want to go back up. I don't need to fight Lancehorns. And I am honestly probably a little bit too greedy when it comes to my stuff. Ooh, there's a shelter just down the road. I'm going for it. Hey, yo, look! That's awesome. Forsaken is. Dinosaur holograms just off in the distance. Oh, there's a rock. Grab this, grab this, grab this. Awesome, we discovered the shelter. That's honestly all I wanted. When I came down this way, I just wanted to... Although, apparently this will take me all the way back around to where she is. Oh no, this hits me over to the Lancehorns. Or maybe it will take me over to where she is. Kinda, sorta. Lots of ancient valuable stuff. Wait, may contain... No, it can't be moved from Polecaster. Okay, some of those just say that they can be moved with the Polecaster, and others are not. Alright. Here we go.
Through here.
Just want to do this one mission, and
Just gotta get across.
then I'll probably,
Think you can make it?
Watch me.
Are you serious? The one. The one gap that's like too far for Aloy to just
This is as far as I got.
casually
I
jump.
couldn't find a way to get further up.
Let me take a look around.
Well, apparently you're just blind. Stand back.
There we go.
You made that look easy. About your fugitive, I need to know who we're dealing with. It can't be a coincidence that he and my people are both at Starlight Rise.
His name's Walter Londra. He's a Zenith. It's what the Quen would call a living ancestor.
A living ancestor? But that would mean he's been alive for centuries.
Yep.
Tides take me. You're serious.
Yeah, something's weird about this though. I saw a couple blips below. Some small supply caches. I guess it doesn't really matter. So let's see. I go up
So,
here.
the other Quen I met, they, recognized me. I look like one of your ancestors. But I guess since your diviners are gone, none of your people here made the connection.
Oh, going somewhere?
No, I wasn't meaning
What
to.
were you gonna say?
But I guess since your diviners are gone, none of your people here made the connection.
Oh. Yeah, those of us left are just sailors and soldiers.
I mean, that explains why none of them recognized Aloy as Sobek. Sort of, I guess.
After you?
Okay, but first I have to drop down here and then... Game, please. Grab this, and then there. Alright, now let us go and, oh, there is another supply thingy down here. Dang it. Where is it? Further up? It's like right there, I think, right? Or is it further down? Why are there so many supply thingies? Okay, this one's further down. Be real nice if the game would, stop being such incredible such an incredible nuisance when it comes to this. Alright, so there's one. I can't go over that way here. So there's got to be a way over, across from here. I wonder if that's another entrance. But I feel like it can't be another entrance. Because this is how we got in to begin with. Right? There is a grapple point out. Okay, there are 2 grapple points over there, so maybe they are over there and we just grab them by going along the outside. Oh my word. Come on, what? I somehow managed to get myself stuck. Yeah, I'm not worried about them. Are they over here? They're over here. Man, I feel silly. Oh well, it's fine. Well, not exactly what I had in mind, but whatever. There's one. The other one go over there. Well, now we have a slightly different problem. That is that I am concerned about what is going to happen in this particular area building. Oh dear. Game, please. Just let me up. Honestly, I wish this was more of like a hazard. Okay. Aloy put her glider away and then just wouldn't pull it back out. Let me grab this.
Hold on tight!
So that's clearly inside of that building. So I don't know how to actually get into that building. feels unlikely. Oh, yep, it is just right here. Right? Or is this still the wrong building? This is still the wrong building. Okay. So it's in that building over there. I was thinking maybe we could get we got to this building, at least where that chest is. I was thinking we could get to there from here. So why else would they have this like really big path upward? There, let me go here, and then... Oh, can we grab right here? We cannot grab right there. Oh,
Here I come.
Kind of is just right here, huh? Hmm. I mean, it's like directly below me here, so. I'm so confused. What? Oh! Wow, I feel blind. I wonder if this is outside of the map, technically. Oh, nope. This feels... How can I not pull this fucking door off? What do you mean? God, if only this was Zelda, I would be able to just ascend. Okay, well...
Oh, it's bad. As long as I can still stand.
Well, we got this at least. I'm trying to find the way to reach that. And I can't seem to do so. It's not that way, I already know that. So that's glass that I don't think can be broken. Yeah, glass cannot be broken. Oh, I'm silly. I think I understand what I'm... maybe supposed to do. Maybe. Ah, here we are, right here. Ugh, all that effort, and the answer was just falling from the floor above it. Oh dear. Yeah, this isn't what I'm trying to do. There we go. Alright, let's go see about grabbing some more heals. So we just took a ton of... We took a long time doing that and took a lot of damage doing it as well. This, grab this gold thorn. I might as well grab this here as well. Oh, scrap part. I'm surprised that's still there, honestly. Anyway. So we killed that thing, and then well, I might be in trouble now because I forgot how we actually got into the tower to begin with. Is it just this way? Must have been. Yes, it was. Okay. Went a little bit too fast there. There we go. Had to animation views a little bit there, but that's fine. Alright, where are we going? Now that hopefully all my gallivanting for supplies has, you know, come to an end. Oh my gosh, why did that happen? Why did Aloy just walk off the edge like that? What? There was like no control. Like this is one of those things where in most games where they would have you just kind of like magnetically attached. Not in this game though.
Oh. Well, there you go, Seika.
Thanks.
Well, wasn't where I wanted to end up. Wish it was a little bit easier to figure out stuff. Or to figure out about where stuff is. I thought I heard Brimshine.
Think you should get that vent open?
Already on it.
She flies, she fights machines, and she has fancy moves.
Yeah, I'm a badass. Well, it was a badass. 1, 2, 3, 4, a couple more things overhead. And I think we're gonna get... Oh, we have to go this way. Intriguing.
Wish you'd come along earlier. Might have gotten more done by now. I bet you must be pretty important to your tribe.
I grew up an outcast, actually.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Nah,
I'm
not your
better
fault.
off without them. And from what I saw back at the settlement, maybe you would be too.
I am one of the chosen people. Not some weak-kneed sailor who abandons ship when the seas get rough.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, well, that's... I actually didn't expect to make that jump so easily. Alright, let's continue with... Trying to paddle our way up. I hear Brimshine. I think it's more Brimshine. I think it's behind this door over here. Maybe it's just directly overhead then.
Nice shortcut. I'll find another way over.
I didn't expect that to end up being where I was supposed to go. Oh, there's the Brimshine. Okay.
Haven't scaled a ruin like this since the Navy's endurance drills.
You used to climb ruins as training?
Oh, yeah. Every time we thought we were done, my commander would say, "One more floor!"
Good thing you weren't afraid of heights.
Sounds like the tower's found another target.
Oh dear.
Tower downed another machine.
Can't wait to shut it down.
Bunch of health potions. Where's the water wing? Campfire. So I feel like this guy... I feel like this mission is basically to just introduce this guy as like the big antagonist of the DLC, and then we're just gonna get, in very typical open world game fashion, we're gonna get completely destroyed by this dude and barely survive. Those up top, looks like it. Hold on. Coaxial cables. Coarse wiring connecting defense node to control it.
Made it. This definitely looks like something Landra would have built.
Whoa. Okay. But how do we stop it when part of it's way up there?
Let's take a look around.
Never seen anything like this, but there's gotta be a way to stop it.
Yeah, there is.
Find something?
Maybe.
Let's see those. So that leads further up. We basically just followed the cables.
This might be some kind of access node.
There's also an engine supply chest way the hell over there. How am I supposed to... It's a gravel point. Let's override this before we throw ourselves off of the top of this building.
It's coming down!
Aloy, I truly hope you've enjoyed this tower. I set it up just for you.
Oh, great. A recording from Landra.
Let it be a reminder that unlike my former colleagues, I'm one step ahead of you.
That doesn't look good. Getting ready to fire at us. Get to cover! How are we supposed to stop this thing? Let me scan it. All drops fire!
Yeah, you know, you're not doing a very good job of drawing its fire.
Weird, shiny, hovering scrap! target the power core.
Oh, there's unstable weapon on the other side of that. I guess that's how we're supposed to get over here.
There. Out and up.
Well, I'd like to, you know, actually go up and do this the correct way.
I need a way up.
You can't get me!
Over here, and then up here. This is a big risk. Now, hang on.
There's no easy way up. I might have to make one.
Take this! Back in the fight! Got it! You okay? Yeah, still breathing.
Ow!
I see another core on the front.
Another core. On it. Keep distracting it.
Come on! Here!
Well, the good news is that it completely forgot about me. Yeah, you know, I will admit, I genuinely wasn't expecting. I jumped down there to try to retrieve the power core because I'm like, maybe this will be useful for a thingy. I don't know how. I'm literally outside of the building.
Armor's too thick.
It got me!
Got it.
Find cover till I can get his attention again!
Ow.
Didn't make a dent.
How many power cores does this fucking thing have? Obviously the answer is 3, but still. Are there any goodies around? That would seem like there are not. Elite critical hits. Nice.
That was intense.
I have unused coils. Howdy.
Well, that didn't go exactly how I thought it would.
It turned out okay. And now your machine can get us to Starlight Rise, right?
Yeah. I saw it fly off when I crashed. I should be able to call it back.
One step closer to finding my sister and the living ancestor you're after.
Because apparently also after
I
us.
should probably report to the Admiral first, give him some assurance that we've made progress.
Okay. I'll meet you back at the settlement then.
You know, I'm kind of glad you tagged along.
Main quest completed to the Burning Shore.
Nick is not like other Quinn. That's for sure. And with the tower down, I could check out the area before meeting up with her. Maybe stock up on some resources while I'm at it.
Wait, what was this called? Heaven and Earth? Hold on. Yes, it is. That's an interesting structure. I am curious as to how he essentially knew that we were coming. And apparently he knew, like, weeks before anything else, or before the, apparently he knew about us before even before we even took on the other 4 Zeniths, because it had not been... I guess there's not really, I guess once you beat the vanilla game, there's not really, disclosed, like, times... Well, an undisclosed amount of time could have technically progressed between now and Burning Shore, or between the end of the vanilla game and Burning Shores. So, obviously, yeah, it could be, like, a couple of months later. Unfortunately, I need to...
There we go.
Head out.
Back to the skies.
Oh my gosh, what? Hold on, I'm like... My camera is like stuck to the right side of my screen, and that's weird. I need to head out and, we'll just go all the way back to the... Is that a mechanical whale or a real whale? That is a Tide Ripper. I didn't realize those were based off of whales. It is not time to head out, Seika. It is time for me... Well, it's time for me to head out for like an hour or so, because I need to eat and use the restroom and... Basically, just take a little bit to prepare for the next stream. When we come back in about... It'll be probably about an hour or so. But when we come back, we will be starting a new game, actually. We'll be starting a game that was announced... It was announced a little while back and just recently came out. It's called Rain Code, and I saw it and I'm like, this game looks really interesting to me. Unfortunately, that kind of also happened with Benedict Fox, where I'm like, oh, this looks really interesting, and I really want to play it. And then it ended up not being... And then Benedict Fox ends up being, like, terrible for viewership. So, I mean, we'll definitely see what that's about. Or, we'll definitely look into Rain Code and see what it's about. We'll hopefully be able to go through the entire thing. Like, hopefully there's, you know, enough interest in that it can, you know, retain an audience. But like Benedict Fox, I was getting like, when I uploaded it to YouTube, I was getting like 2, maybe 3 views, as opposed to this and Tears of the Kingdom, which were getting like way more. Like, so it's like game that no one's really looking at versus game that everyone is looking at and can't get enough of. I think I'm gonna I have to go with the one that everyone is looking at and can't get enough of. I do want to not just play, you know, the big AAA games like Zelda, Metroid, Mario, Horizon, Last of Us, God of War, Halo, etc., etc., etc. But I mean, we'll have to see what ends up happening with that. I'm gonna try to play Rain Code though. I'll probably play it on my own no matter what ends up happening, but yeah. Anyway, that's all for now. I'll see you all in a little bit. So yeah, back in like an hour. Alright, see you all then. Later.